right. Hello, everybody. My name is Ken Walker, and I'm here with my great friend Richard Keeble. And I'm in Virginia in the United States, and Rich is over in Lakenheath, UK, in England, where he has lived for the last, 6 or 7 years at least at Lakenheath. How long have you guys been there?
Been based here for 9 years now.
9 years. And I was just for a little bit of background. I was stationed with my wife over in the UK. Lived not far from Rich for about 3 years. About what we got there about 2017 and left in 2020, which is where we met and became friends. And I was fortunate enough to work in several organizations actually with Rich, and one of those was his own organization, Epic Dads, where I learned so much, had a great time, and had what I felt to be just a blessed period of space in my life where I was helping Rich develop and grow his amazing organization. So we're here today to kick off what will be a series of discussions between Rich and myself regarding Epic Dad and his experiences, the history of that organization, and his vision for the future. So welcome, Rich. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, great to see you, Ken. It's great to be able to run these podcasts together. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for facilitating this.
Excellent. Excellent. I'm glad to be here and excited for what comes out of all of this. So, how about we begin with just sort of an introduction to Epic Dad? What is it, and how did you get started with the program?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I've got three children, Bethany, who's 19, Nathan, who's 15, and Sam, who's 12. And I just remember being a first-time dad all those years ago when I had a full head of hair. Um, Young 25-year-old. I just remember being incredibly excited, but also a bit overwhelmed by this whole thing of fatherhood and,
Mm,
can barely take care of myself. And now I've got to help look after our newborn baby and a lot to process, really. And I just remember the question being asked to me, how's mum? How's baby?
yeah.
And make sure you look after mum and baby. And I was nodding like, oh yeah, yeah, I really want to look after them. But no one really asked the question, and how are you doing, Dad? This is a big thing in your life too. And I
Mm,
realized there was a gap in support for fathers and lots for mums and children, rightly so, which is brilliant. But there seemed to be a gap there in specific support to help dads in their important role in the family and raising their new child. So that really got me thinking of the need to help dads and to engage with them and draw them in. And so I ran like a father's project back when I lived in Portsmouth, which is the south of England.
mm,
And then when we relocated up north to Grimsby, again, I found myself getting involved in dad's work. It's kind of a passion that's kind of stayed with me as I've continued to grow, and my family's grown with more children and worked in different areas. I found that working with dads was always a key area for me. And then when we moved to Suffolk, to Lakenheath, really kind of exploring what to do to help the community. And funnily enough, I felt drawn to dads again, and I felt I really want to something up here, and I really want the name to speak of the importance of dads. So I came up with this name, Epic Dad. And when I was reflecting on fatherhood and my own experiences, if I'm honest, there have been a lot of epic fails along the way because none of us are perfect. We do get it
yeah.
wrong sometimes. But also there've been many epic wins. And I feel like it's not about being a perfect dad, but dads can know that as long as the epic wins outweigh the epic fails, they're going to be all right. And so are their kids, and they just need people in their life to champion them. And I thought that's what I want to be. I want to be a champion for dads. I want to
Wow.
come alongside fathers and let them know they've got this and they're not on their own. And we believe in them. We want to celebrate them. And I really wanted the letters to stand for something. So we came up with encourager, provider, instructor, carer. And,
Mm,
these are four key roles of a father and father figure. Of course, they're true for a mum and a mother figure as well, but just really felt there's a need to emphasize the role of a father. and the impact they can have and helping children as they grow and leading to positive outcomes for children in their own development in their future. And I really wanted these names to be positive and life-giving and really just affirming how dads can encourage and provide and instruct and care for their children. So again, it all links back to this desire to champion fathers and to let them know they've got what it takes to be that epic dad. So yeah, so this was really how it all came about, and this was back in 2017 when we started to run Epic Dad in the community.
Very good. Awesome. I think the acronym that you've created always just struck me. I remember seeing the first time that you put the wrap on the van that you used to go out to all the different events, and seeing the logo there and the individual words, and just really reflecting on what those mean to fatherhood and to the relationship between a father and a child is powerful. It's a very powerful message. It's almost I've told you this before. It's almost like revolutionary in the way that you're not giving expectations and saying that anybody has to do this, but you're offering an opportunity for men to think differently about the role of their relationship between themselves and their children. Um,
Mm.
each of us gets generally one example of a father, right, to grow up. Sometimes there's stepdads and that kind of thing, but you get very few examples in your life of how to be a father, and a lot of us don't necessarily have the best example when it comes to loving and compassion and caring and those types of things that a balanced male presence ideally could or should have in the family. And so we come out of that childhood experience with a
Mm.
difficult or flawed or conflicted perspective of what fatherhood really is. So
Yeah.
I love about this program and what you've created here, that you're attempting to, or you are really like reframing fatherhood in terms that not many men are probably initially familiar with or even comfortable
Mhm.
with. Um,
Yeah.
I was, as you said, I was also a very young father at 19, and then had two more children in my 20s and early 30s, and went through exactly what you're talking about, the uncertainty and the sort of like, where's my mentorship? Where's my. I didn't have close relationship with my father or my stepfather, and so getting questions answered about how do you raise children, it's like you felt like you kind of had to figure it out on your own.
Mm.
So this is incredible. I love that there is now an organization that is built around educating and empowering and motivating and coaching young fathers, or old fathers too. It's not
Absolutely.
restricted to just the young, right? So fantastic. All right. So what do you do? Tell us about what Epic Dad actually does in the community, and what is it that you're offering to the
Mm.
fathers that you're interacting with?
Sure, yeah. So we really wanted the work of Epic Dad to be able to be summed up in one sentence, like to really reflect the vision of what we're seeking to do. And we came up with restoring the role of fathers, and that really is the heart. We want to restore the role of fathers and dads and father figures to see their value and importance in family life. Then we want to provide opportunities to encourage their development as dads and their connection with their family, and make memories, have fun, and enjoy being a dad. So our three main aims to help us outwork our vision are supporting men, empowering fathers, and transforming families. And all our activities we do will link in with one or more of those aims. So, for example, for supporting men, really that's to do with well-being support and coming alongside men, helping them with mental health and being a listening ear. So we've developed things like a 5-part well-being course just to help men to look after themselves a bit more. Something I always say to dads is the best gift we can give to our family is a healthy us. If
Mm,
we better look after ourselves, we're going to be better equipped to support our children and families and be the best we can be for them. There's that classic analogy, isn't there? You're on a plane and they give the safety briefing, and they say if the when the oxygen mask comes down, make sure that you put your oxygen mask on first and
Yeah.
then help your children with their mask. And I remember when I was younger, when I heard that, I thought that can't be right. We need to get the mask on the child first. That's more important. They're more important than us. And then I've come to realize that actually, if we're not looking after ourselves, how can we take care of them effectively? So I say to
Mhm.
dads, please look after yourself. Hobbies and interests are important. A good night's sleep is important. Exercise, a good diet, and things that will benefit you personally. But then it has that knock-on effect of, if you're feeling less stressed and you're in a healthier frame of mind, you can better care for your children and be that engaged, loving father that they need. So it's really understanding that caring for yourself doesn't end with yourself. It has
Mhm.
that benefits to the wider family. So that 5-part wellbeing course has proved really effective to create space for dads to reflect on ways they can look after themselves better, and how that the whole family will see the benefits of that. We also do like well-being walks. We developed this in lockdown, when we couldn't really meet,
Mhm.
in kind of organized activities, but we could do those one-to-one walks. And I've continued to do them. Living in beautiful Suffolk, there's loads of options for nice places to go for walks.
Absolutely.
And that's been really beneficial to me personally, to be honest, especially when it was homeschooling. I was really glad to get out for a walk. Um, but um, but we've continued those walks because I found that dads felt it was easier to talk outside, looking straight ahead, fresh air, change of scenery, and just getting that exercise and just that space, away from home or work, and perhaps it was less intimidating than sat looking face to face or in a group context in a building, but just to be outdoors, and just walk on a journey. There's something about being on a journey together that
Yeah.
you feel that space to share and offload, and that's been really beneficial, I think, to dad's well-being, to have that freedom to express and get things off their chest, and receive that support in that open kind of context. So that's worked great for supporting men, as have like we do like a support group. It's like a drop in where dads can just come and chat, have a coffee, a snack, talk about fatherhood, well-being, sport, whatever they want to talk about, some of the challenges they're facing, but just a safe space, just to be real and develop friendships and receive support in that kind of friendly, welcoming environment. Again, that's been a really meaningful way to support men. And then when I think about the empowering fathers aim, some of the things we've done there is offer a variety of parenting courses. And I just remember when my kids were younger, when I looked at like various parenting courses available, they were often like 10 weeks long. I thought that's a really massive commitment. And I think brilliant courses definitely encourage people to engage with those longer courses. But I realized, if I want to draw dads in, I need to make things as easy and as flexible and accessible as possible. So we've developed Epic Dad courses, that are kind of, perhaps a bit more jargon free, and more kind of user friendly, and not such a big commitment for them. So we have our Epic Dad Survival course, which is a 3-part course for new and expectant dads, so they can find out how they don't just have to survive, but they can actually thrive as new fathers. And alongside that, we give out free Epic Dad survival kits, a
Mhm.
backpack filled with items for the new dad and their new baby. So that could be things like, for the baby, like wet wipes, a children's book, nappies,
Mhm.
and then for the dad, things like a journal, a baby on board sign for the car, snacks, bottle of water, things like that. Just as something tangible to equip new fathers with, and that's been really well received. We've also got a Fatherhood Explored workshop, and this can work as a standalone session or as 4 short parts. And we really unpack those 4 letters of EPIC. What does it mean to be an encourager, provider, instructor, and carer in the lives of our children? And then another course we've recently put together is a family connection course. And that's a 4-part course. Again, not too long, not a huge commitment for time, but we can achieve a lot in those sessions as we look at things like active listening, positive communication, making memories, leaving a legacy in the lives of our children. So really some great topics to really help dads to engage and develop healthy relationships with their children and the wider family. So we found these courses have proved really effective to empower fathers in their important parenting role in the family. And that's, yeah, some of the key things we've done linked to that aim. Then our third aim is transforming families.
Mm,
So for me, this is all about providing fun sessions that are going to enhance family life. So our legendary Epic Dad fun clubs, generally a Saturday morning, bacon rolls,
hmm.
donuts, fresh coffee. We also have fruit and yogurt, so tick the healthy box. I've got to be honest, they're the things that generally get left at the end of the session. There's never any bacon left.
Right.
But we find these are really like just fun, active, um, just inclusive sessions really for dads, male carers. So we can get granddad, big brother, uncles sometimes, stepdad, any kind of significant male carer in the life of the children. So it's just a great environment for dads and male carers to enjoy quality time with their children. And we cater for the whole age range. So we have like things for babies and toddlers, got like soft play, but then we've got things for the older children, like a retro arcade machine, table tennis, pool, air hockey, table football, all those kind of things, and board games. So we really try and cater for babies, toddlers, primary school, and secondary school children. Lego, which is always a big hit, and various craft activities. And yeah, and it's just 2 hours of fun and connection. And what's lovely to see is dads aren't just spending quality time with their children, but they're chatting with other dads and
Yeah,
making friends with other dads, sharing their experiences and just knowing they're not on their own. So it's a whole thing about growing their support network that we find the fun clubs really effective to help with. And then other things we do to see that transformation in the family is we offer things like family Lego clubs, family games afternoons, and it's been really wonderful to work with other key organizations supporting families in the community. So local primary schools we partner with, local libraries, and just find new ways to draw families together and support their relationships. And obviously, in recent times, we've had the cost of living crisis. So we have developed things like well-being drop-ins or family well-being stores where we provide free items. Families make a donation, but there's no pressure or expectation, and they can fill a bag with food, with toiletries, household items, toys, clothes, whatever we might have available in the store. Because we don't just want to help people with parenting and fun sessions. We also want to help families practically, especially when things have been so hard for so many in recent times. And that's been really well received. So as an organization, we really want to be holistic in the support we offer families, but also at the very front and center of all of this is dad and coming back to the role of fathers and helping dads and through them helping the whole family. And yeah, and even when dad isn't around, we are still very much committed to supporting families and letting them know that Epic Dad is here for them too. And it's been lovely just to bring families together, whatever their family dynamic situation, we can offer services to support them and help to meet their needs. That was a
absolutely
very long
awesome.
answer, wasn't
It's
it?
it's it's great though, and it made me actually miss the fun club experience. It's been almost 4 years since I've been able to participate in those, and
Miss you.
that was my introduction to you and your organization, is just seeing how engaging and energized and fun, really. That's the bottom line that those Saturdays were. My youngest daughter would come and participate and had a great time, and after the event she would always ask, "When's the next one? When are we going again?" So um
Oh, that's great to hear.
and that was my introduction to bacon rolls in England, as a matter of fact. And I miss British bacon like you can't believe. um, you're y- you're one of those people, Rich, that seems like you're operating on a different block than everybody else. I always just marveled at the amount of things you could do in a given week or month. And as you go through this list of all the things that your organization provides, it reminds me of that. Like you really just have covered it all, the basis of how to an organization can really be focused not just administratively, but connectively to families and providing services and support for fathers, but also the entire family. And it's all inspiring. It's really incredible what you've done and continue to do. The organization's grown, correct? You've got at least another Epic Dads
Mm.
segment in Wales. Can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah.
the growth and the ideas for the future in England and beyond?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said earlier, like we started Epic Dad running activities in 2017, and things really took off. So we registered in February 2018 as a community interest company, which is a bit like a charity, a bit like a business. It kind of sits somewhere in between the two. We're basically a not-for-profit organization. So most of our funds come through outside funding that we apply for, filling in various application forms, and we hope and pray we'll be successful to receive funding to help us with various projects that we run. And also, all our groups' activities are free, but dads' families are often very, very generous, and they do want to contribute. So they do make donations, which really help just to keep the ongoing work and see it grow. And yeah, so like I said, it's been so well received, and working with fathers, families in the community, but also connecting with professionals and other organizations, and really just trying to fill a gap and meet a need. And unfortunately, still working with dads is quite a niche area. And my hope and prayer is that it will become more mainstream, that working with fathers we would see increase across the nation, across the nations of the world. And as a community interest company, we have a board of directors, and there's five directors, and one of them, a good friend of mine, John Butler, he is based in Wales, and with his wife Carly, he's also a director for Epic Dad, and they are involved in Aberystwyth, doing some great work in the community there. They've actually planted a church, a Freedom Community Church, and supporting families and helping the local area. And John shares that heart for fathers. So we were able to secure some funding for him, just to work, a few hours a week to begin to develop Epic Dad Wales, predominantly in Aberystwyth. So he's really been doing some great work, pioneering the work of Epic Dad there. Running an initiative called Aber Dads, which is basically a fun club for dads in the area there. He also does like well-being walks, and yeah, work in the schools. So yeah, he's really helping to get the message out there of Epic Dad. So we're not just in Suffolk now, but we are, through John, seeing the work grow and develop in Wales as well. And another recent development is we've connected with a church in Norwich, called Oak Grove Community Church, and they love our model of what we're doing to help fathers. So they've asked if they could become an Epic partner with us, an Epic Dad partner, to so more of like a franchise model where they would kind of pay a subscription to use the name, and have the branding of Epic Dad, and I give them ongoing kind of training and support. So they have recently begun offering kind of fun clubs in Norwich, and reaching out to fathers in that area as well. So that's really exciting. So we've jumped from Suffolk all the way to Wales, but now we're a little bit more local, or very local again, the next county in Norfolk, with seeing Epic Dad established there in Norwich. But then the biggie for us is developing Epic Dad in Florida. So,
Yeah.
that's the other side of the Atlantic. And we're very excited to be partnering with Beyond Pregnancy Care, which is a pregnancy center supporting mums, babies, and very much fathers as well. And they are just off Highway 192 in Kissimmee, Central Florida, and they are serving this wonderful community and helping the families and helping them as a family and see some positive outcomes for them. So we've developed a relationship with them. And I've done some training with some Epic Dad mentors to come alongside these new and expectant dads and build their confidence and be a listening ear and help to strengthen them in their fatherhood role. So we're excited to see that relationship grow and to see Epic Dad develop further, not just through beyond pregnancy care, but to actually be a service for Florida and who knows beyond in the States in the future, to see this work grow and this message of Epic Dad reach more fathers and families.
Amazing. I think I told you even from the start, 2018, the first time I started working with you, that this is a concept and an idea that needs to be everywhere. Like fathers need this type of support, and the idea, the notion that you brought up earlier of just knowing that they're not alone. Like that is what you're providing to those new and even experienced dads that are out there that still need some coaching and mentorship and assistance, and we all do. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I still need help on on how to be the best dad I could possibly be. So it's fantastic. It's great to see it grow. It's maybe I'm being a little selfish in saying it's great to see you come into the U.S. and bringing some of your your good energy and your loving heart to our fathers and families here. And I look forward to visiting and being even a small part of what you're birthing down in Florida and over and hope to see it grow in the United States as well. Um, as
Yeah.
hard as it is to believe, we're at about our 30-minute point for our first episode. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us about um, sort of your story with Epic Dad, or leave the audience with any sort of ideas before we go on to some more of the specifics about what
Mhm.
the program is about in future episodes?
I think just want to say that I know I'm super busy doing lots of things and have the energy and the passion, but I couldn't really do it without the support of my wife Amber, my three amazing kids, my directors for Epic Dad, great friends like you, Ken, and other key people in my life. And my faith's really important to me as well. That energizes me. So I feel like there's all these factors that help me do what I do. So it's definitely it's a partnership, and it's not all me, thankfully, because I definitely couldn't do it all on my own. So I'm just very grateful for all the support from various people and places that help this work to continue. And I do believe we've only just begun, and
Mm,
I'm expectant to see Epic Dad grow, become even more epic, and anything we can do to champion dads, to father the fathers, and let them know that we see them, we value them, we believe in them, and we're here for them, and we know that they can achieve so much and be all that their family need them to be.
fantastic. Yeah, you've got a great support network around you, incredible family, and you inspire each other. It's easy to see that as I was working with you and getting to know your family as well. Is there a way that can we include the website or Facebook or anything at the end of the podcast? So if folks want more information or if they'd like to donate and help out the program, is there a way they can reach
Yeah.
you?
So our website is www.epicdad.co.uk. Then the email is info@epicdad.co.uk. We also have a Facebook page, so just put in Epic Dad, and hopefully you'll find it. And you'll see the logo, which really emphasize the four words of Epic: encourager, provider, instructor, carer. And we also do have Instagram as well, which I haven't used that much, but I'm going to get better at technology and use it more often.
Thanks, Rich. What you're doing for families and for fathers is incredible, and it's great to see it spreading and your energy and your imagination just taking this to new heights every day. And I look forward to continuing on telling the story and helping people understand more about what you do and what you're doing, and hopefully building a new network of supporters all over the globe, not just in the region where you are now, but continue to spread the word and the ideas of what you've done so foundationally over the last several years. So thanks.
Thank you so much.
In future episodes, we're going to get more into the acronym, I think, coming up, E.P.I.C, what each one of those words really stands for, and some of the work Rich has done to support fathers along each one of those program lines. So look forward to that coming up.
Can't wait. Thanks so much, Ken.
All right, fantastic. We'll go ahead and conclude here, and until next time, y'all take care.
Bye.